Hi, Real Food Mom community. This is co-founder Terri Hirning, and I wanted to come on and do a quick live. I hope you all are having a terrific Labor Day and just relaxing and reconnecting and doing what bolsters you on this holiday. But I posted a meme the other day about, progression and evolution, and it really spoke to me on a very deep level. And it was talking about going from regular rice to brown rice to quinoa to cauliflower rice. And I just found that hilarious because that is really me in the last 10 years. And I'm sure a few of you can relate. And I had some people commenting about, gosh, I just bought some cauliflower rice. And I mentioned one of my favorite uses for riced cauliflower is cauliflower fried rice. And I had some requests for the recipe. And things have been really crazy in the Real Food Mom world. And so I wanted to do a live just to show you how easy this is to do. So before we get started, my standard disclaimer, I am not a nutritionist, a dietitian, a licensed naturopath, a licensed physician. Always consult your licensed care provider before embarking on any dietary changes. So there you have it. So we're going to dive in and get into the Real Food Mom kitchen. So I'm going to try and flip this around. You guys know I am not super tech savvy, so we're going to see how this goes. Perfect. Okay, so here is my cast iron pan. I'm going to put it on medium, okay? And so what I have are pretty much all of the ingredients that you see right here. I have some chopped onion and celery because I love those, both of those in my fried rice. I have organic riced cauliflower. No need to do the work. It's done for you. I have a couple of eggs, and then I have organic cocoa aminos. The eggs are, of course, from our chickens, so those are also organic, yada, yada, yada. So I'm going to pour all these guys in here, and we are just going to saute this up. So this is super easy. And while that's cooking, I'm going to flip you around again so we can chat. So when I talk about doing these things, for me, cooking has to be super simple. It has to be stuff that I can cook for the whole week, or I can batch cook just because of time constraints. And so I really love cauliflower rice because it is really versatile. Let's say you have a person who isn't used to eating a lot of vegetables and you're trying to bolster their diet. It might be that you start with maybe 2 cups of regular rice and 2 cups of cauliflower rice, right? Cauliflower. And so you blend it all together. And then you can gradually wean back the regular rice and then just have the cauliflower. And this really works, especially with some of our pickier eaters. That's what I used to have to do with my children. And it can be a really great way to boost up the vegetable content while you're weaning someone off of some of those higher carb foods. And personally speaking, I just feel better when I am not on a lot of carbs, personally. And as I've gotten older and as my hormones shift, I really do feel better when I eat a lower carbohydrate. And when I say lower carbohydrate, I'm not talking ketogenic, I'm not talking net carbs. I really don't worry about my vegetable-based carbohydrates like cauliflower, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, asparagus, lettuce, things like that. So I do try and eat predominantly vegetable-based with some lean protein, a good amount of lean protein, and then some good fat. And I really like coconut oil, olive oil if I'm not cooking with it, and these are my preferences. All right, I'm going to switch you around here again. We're going to see what's going on. So as you can see, I'm just sauteing this. There was a little bit of coconut oil that I put in the pan, and we're just going to let all these things get really tender. Now, when I talk about my favorites, this is pretty plain Jane. It's really just the cauliflower, and then you can add whatever other things you want. Maybe your favorite fried rice recipe was shrimp or chicken or pork or whatever. You can add to this whatever you want. And that is what I really love to foster. When I'm working with someone one-on-one, it's really about tying it in to make it doable for your lifestyle, your taste, and make it something that you want to eat, right? We have a limited time on this earth, and we have to be eating foods that we enjoy, and I am one that enjoys to eat, and so I like to make things good, but I love to make them healthy also, okay? So I'm gonna flip it around. We're gonna see what's going on. So we are almost good here. So what I'm gonna do at this point is I'm gonna take the riced cauliflower and I'm just gonna pour it into my pot. And I am doing this all one-handed, so I am kind of spilling. So I like to just put a lid on that. And we're gonna let that cook a little bit. Now, some other versatile ways you can use riced cauliflower. This is one of my favorites. You can also add a bunch more vegetables. I will oftentimes do teriyaki flavored fried rice using the cauliflower rice. I have made pizza crust using cauliflower rice. So you can use this in place of wherever you would use rice. And so it's super easy, especially when you buy it prepared. There's also cauliflower risotto out there. That does tend to have dairy. So just be on the lookout if you are gluten and dairy free. Just make sure you're reading those ingredient labels. Sometimes they even have a mashed cauliflower, which I've done myself. But if you just want to even take all of the work out of it, you can have it pre-done, but it also has dairy. So food allergy, food intolerance, parents, moms, dads, please always check those labels because you never know what might be hiding in there. So now that this has had a chance to cook for a little bit, we're gonna take the lid off and see how it's doing. So what we're aiming for is just to cook this down. And since it's riced, it tends to cook really fast. We still have a couple of clumps in here. And then in just a moment, I am going to add in the eggs, and I'm just going to scramble them. And then we're going to add in, you may be asking, why do I use coconut aminos? I love coconut aminos, and this is just one particular brand. There are a lot of them out there. You can get them at most of your, healthy grocery stores. It is an alternative to soy sauce, especially for those who are not wanting to bring soy into their diet or wanting to eliminate soy from their diet, I guess is a better way of saying that. And it is from the coconut sap. And so it is a replacement. It's soy-free, it's gluten-free, it's dairy-free. It's great for marinades and for sauces and things like that. So I really love to use that product. So what I'm going to do, and I didn't really prepare fully, I'm going to turn this oven up just a little bit, and then I am going to put those eggs right in there. Isn't this such a cute little whisk? I love my little ball whisk. I'm just going to whisk that up, basically make a little bit, oh, I'm making a huge mess, of scrambled eggs in there. So once that egg is cooked, really at this point, then it's bringing in that soy sauce. So I'm going to let that cook for a little bit. I'm going to let that egg get nice and well done. I'm going to pick up some of my mess that I've flung outside of the pot. As you can see, I am using cast iron. I love cast iron. They are so low maintenance. They don't have the PFOA in the nonstick Teflon cookware. They are easy to use. They are so durable. And I just love cooking in my cast iron. As you can see, I have a little guy right there. These pans pretty much just get cleaned and replaced on my stove because I use them all the time. Give me a thumbs up if you love your cast iron too. So as you can see, this is pretty good. I am going to now liberally apply the coconut aminos, just like I would a soy sauce. Okay, so you use this as a one-to-one replacement. Maybe you're not there yet on the soy sauce. Maybe you still love soy sauce, and that is okay. You can use that as well. This is just what I'm using because it fits my family's dietary needs. So here's where, if I were going to do Canadian bacon or added meats or especially anything that needs to be cooked, I would have actually added that with the frozen cauliflower and make sure it's cooked fully, right? We always want to be doing basic kitchen safety here. So you always want to make sure your meats are cooked thoroughly. So I would have added those in where appropriate. This time I'm not adding any meat. I'm just doing the vegetable cauliflower fried rice. But again, you could throw in bean sprouts, you could do cabbage, you could do whatever else you want. So I hope this really gives you some motivation. Play with some of these ingredients. I'm actually pretty surprised when I go into grocery stores. There are so many more options. When I was starting all of this about 10 years ago, we had to do everything ourselves. If you wanted riced cauliflower, you better get that food processor out and you better do it yourself. Now we can literally go into stores and get even packaged meals. And I can do a whole video on what are some good brands that I personally use as a busy mom and wife and business owner. Sometimes we want to reach for those convenience foods just for self-preservation, right? Our sanity. And there are some out there that are great. And some of them include riced cauliflower. So there is literally no excuse to eat healthy. No matter how much you're on the go, I bring a thermos with my cauliflower rice and maybe chicken or pork or whatever it is I'm going to be eating that day, and my other healthy foods and snacks along the way. And it absolutely can be done. But the point is, think about where in your diet you can be boosting your vegetable consumption and think outside the box, including things like cauliflower. It has such a mild taste that you really can transform it in a number of ways. So I hope everyone is enjoying their Labor Day weekend, and I will be seeing you again soon. Have a great day.